Hey guys, what is up? This is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics. Super excited to be hanging out with you guys for another live. I really enjoy doing these live streams with you guys. I actually enjoy doing this more than recorded videos that I just post with you guys later. When I do the live videos, I get to interact with you guys, see your questions live, answer your questions live, and the energy is just so much different. So I want to thank each and every one of you who are here with me today live for joining with me. I always appreciate it when you guys take time out of your Saturdays to come and hang out with me and see what we are doing. So today, I've got an interesting topic. I'm not going to say it's a tough topic. It's actually a really easy topic. You guys know me. I try to be really, really positive about being a signing agent. Any of you guys who know me know that I've been a signing agent for over 15 years now at this point. So obviously, you don't do something for that long if you don't enjoy it. But I don't care what you're doing. If you have a business, a job, if you are working, you know that there are things about your business or your job that just are not fun, just isn't cool, things that you don't like. And a lot of times when new people come in as signing agents, they often only hear a lot of the positives and they don't get the reality of some of the, I hate to call them negatives, but the negative side or the tough side of being a signing agent. So this video is going to be about the things that they don't tell you about being a signing agent. And again, guys, just go ahead and strap yourself in because I've just consolidated the different things that I have heard from people over the years of being a signing agent. And honestly, some of the things that I thought myself when I first became a signing agent, when I was like, whoa, what is this? I was not ready for this. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me this. So I'm going to tell you guys all of those different things. But of course, first, do me a favor, whether you're watching the video live or if you are watching it on the replay, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. You can hit the like button whether you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook. And then, especially if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and then make sure that you hit the notification bell. Guys, I have stuff that I post all of the time. And when you hit that notification bell, you get notifications. So you see all of those good things that are coming out. So go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell. I see you guys already sharing some things over in the comments, but look, hold on to those things. Hold on to those things until the end, until the Q&A session part of this, because I'm going to tell you the things that I know that folks don't tell you about being a signing agent, but I also want to hear from y'all. But do me a favor right now. Again, whether you're watching live or whether you are watching on the replay, do me a favor. Tell me what city and state you are in. Look, let's be real. Being a signing agent is different here in San Antonio than it is somewhere else. So tell me what city and state you are in. And then let me know whether you are an aspiring signing agent, which means you're just checking this whole thing out, but you haven't actually started doing any loan signings yet. A new signing agent, meaning that you've been a signing agent for a year or less, or a veteran signing agent, meaning that you have been a signing agent for more than a year. So let me know your city and state, and then let me know whether you are aspiring, a new signing agent, or a veteran signing agent. Let's see, we've got here folks from Tampa, Florida. I'm actually going to Tampa in a few months for a trip. That's awesome. We've got Sue, also from Florida. And again, guys, I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida, and I went to college in Tallahassee, Florida. So I'm excited to see my Florida peeps in the house. We got folks here from Philly. What's going on, Philly? We got Louisville, Kentucky in the house. We got folks from Texas. Texas always represents. That's my Texas people. I appreciate y'all. Jacksonville, North Carolina. More folks from Tampa. What's going on with all the Tampa folks hanging out with us today? We've got folks who are aspiring signing agents, folks who are watching from Newport News, veteran signing agents, my students. I love to see it. South Carolina is in the house. Another one of my students. Excited to see it, guys. Keep telling me your city and state. Keep telling me whether you are an aspiring signing agent, a new signing agent, or a veteran signing agent. And again, I'm just excited to have each and every one of you guys here on the live with me. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you learn some things that will help you out with your signing agent business. And again, guys, I'm going to have a Q&A session at the end. So do me a favor, try to hold your questions and comments until the end, because again, guys, start thinking. One of the things that I want to hear from the new and veteran signing agents at the end of this video are the things that you wish you had known before you became a signing agent. I'm going to try to stay on the topic, the subject of this video, guys. But again, if you got questions, go ahead and ask them during the Q&A session. And if for some reason I do miss your question during the live part of the video, I'm going to go back and try to answer questions that I may have missed. And also, if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and ask your questions, because I do go back and try to answer all of the questions. Now, you guys are going to hear me refer to the description box of the video. I always have links and good things for you guys in the description box of the video. So I'm talking about the description box of the YouTube video. So if you're on Facebook, to get these links and stuff like that, you got to go over to this video on YouTube. So to find the description box, if you are viewing this on your computer, underneath the title of the video, you're going to see the words show more. You will need to click the words show more to open up the description box. Now, if you are viewing this on your cell phone or your mobile device, instead of the words show more, you're going to see a little down arrow underneath the video. You'll want to click that down arrow to open up the description box. And then it's going to open up and you're going to see all kinds of stuff down in there from me. Lots of links to videos and other good things that will definitely help you out in your signing agent journey. And speaking of which, guys, I always have my free new signing agent checklist available to anyone who wants it. The link to that checklist is down in the description box of the YouTube video. So especially for those of you who are aspiring signing agents, or maybe even new signing agents, you might have been saying, I want to do this, but I need to know what I need to do step by step by step. This checklist tells you exactly what you need to do to get your signing agent business started. I'm going to see who else is on here real quick. We're going to say hey to a few more people. We got a veteran signing agent here from Hoover, Alabama. What's up? We got folks here from Inglewood. We've got Glenn, who's just getting started. They were a signing agent 20 years ago, but getting back into it. It's still a good time. We got folks here from Houston, folks here from Arizona, Chicago. We've got Alabama, guys. We've got folks from all over the country. And look, this is also a great way, guys, for you to network with other people who are in your area. So if you see somebody on here who's from the same area as you, you can touch base with them and see if they want to meet up and hook up, and you guys help one another and share information. But guys, wherever you're watching from, whether you are aspiring, new, or a veteran signing agent, I am excited that you are watching today. And look, guys, one more thing before I get started. It seems like I'm always saying this, but I need you guys to promise me that you are not going to get upset. All right? A lot of the stuff that I'm going to tell you, like I said, it's going to be some things that you may not want to hear. You may hear some things in here that you've kind of been doing or thinking incorrectly about. So I just need y'all to promise me you're not going to get upset. Also, remember, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from becoming a signing agent. Because again, as I'm going through this list, you may be like, oh my gosh, this is a bunch of stuff. But trust me, guys, each and every one of you is well able to overcome any of the things that I'm listing here. And if anything, knowing about these items will help you to be a better signing agent faster. All right, I got my legal disclaimer out of the way there. So we are going to get started. So the first thing that they may not have told you about being a signing agent is that it is not a get rich quick scheme. I know. Everybody say it. Because again, we've all seen the testimonial videos. Somebody gives a testimonial and they'll say, hey, I became a signing agent on Monday, and by Friday, I already made $10,000. This is the easiest thing in the world. All I did was get my notary commission and work just started falling from the sky. Look, guys, I'm not discounting anybody's testimonial. I'm not discounting anyone's experience. Is it possible for someone to just get a ton of work quickly and make a ton of money quickly? Absolutely. But the reality is that that is the exception. It is not the rule. I don't know why we like that nice round number of $10,000, but everybody always gets happy when they hear that number. But guys, making $10,000, you got to put in some serious work. And I'm going to say it's even more difficult to make $10,000 in a month as a signing agent if you are only working with signing companies. So I'm going to say, let's say the average fee that signing services are paying is $90. And if anything, they're actually starting to get lower than that. But let's use a number. Let's use $90. You would have to do 111 signings in a month in order to make $10,000. You'd actually only make $9,990, but we're going to round it up, give you that extra 10. You'd have to do 111 signings in a month at $90 each. That's 3 to 4 signings a day, every single day of the month. Okay. Again, it is absolutely possible to make $10,000 a month as a signing agent, but it usually will take you some time to work your business up to that point. And for the most part, to really be able to make that amount of money, you're going to have to get direct business. It is going to be very, very difficult to make $10,000 a month if you are only working with signing services. So first thing, guys, it ain't no get rich quick scheme. All right. The next thing that they may not have told you about being a signing agent is you're going to have to spend some money to get started as a signing agent, and you're going to have to spend some money to keep your business going. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, being a signing agent, starting your own signing agent business is less expensive than starting a lot of other different types of businesses, okay? But you're going to have to spend money. You're going to have to buy a laser printer. You're going to need to get a scanner. You're going to need to get your notary commission, your journal, your notary stamp. You're going to need to get paper. You really need to get a case of letter size paper and a case of legal size paper. Those are going to be your bare minimum things that you're going to need. I would say set aside a minimum of $500 to get started. And that's on the low side. Okay. Really, how much money you end up spending is going to depend on you and the different things that you decide to purchase, how much different things are in your state, that kind of thing. So I would say on the low side, expect to spend $500. And obviously it's going to go up depending on different things that you decide to purchase. This is also where my free new signing agent checklist comes in handy, because I'm going to show you all of the different things that you're going to need to buy in order to get started as a signing agent. And then it's going to cost you money to keep your business going. You're going to be buying toner. You're going to be buying paper. You're going to be buying gas. That rolls into the next thing. You're going to put a ton of miles on your vehicle, and you are going to spend a lot of money on gas, and you're going to spend more than you normally would on automobile maintenance. I get oil changes and tire rotations way more frequently than any of my friends because I put a lot more miles on my vehicle. That may be something that you didn't think about because, again, you're a mobile notary. It's your job to drive to people. So you're going to be putting a lot of miles on your car, and you are going to always be at that gas station. I think one year I added it up, or I looked on my, accounting to see how much money I spent on gas. And when I say I wanted to cry, it was a ridiculous amount on gas. So just be aware, you're going to have to spend money to get started, And you're going to have to keep spending money to keep your business going. All right. The next thing that they may not have told you guys is that this is a business. It is not a job. And this is honestly one of the things that is the most difficult for people to wrap their minds around. Most of us are used to having jobs where you go, you interview, you get hired, then you are trained for the position. You are basically walked through what you need to do. You start working, you've got a supervisor who's overlooking everything that you do to make sure that you're doing it right. If you're not doing something right, you are given training so to get you back on track. There's always somebody there to help you out with different things that are going on with your job. But guess what, guys? When it's your business, it's not a job, then you're responsible for everything. There is no training that automatically comes with becoming a signing agent. When you decide to start your own business, you are starting your business from scratch, and you are responsible for all aspects of your business, even things that you aren't used to doing, even things that you aren't good at doing, even things that you don't want to do. You are still responsible. So I gave some examples below. Since this is your business, you're responsible for marketing for your business. You are the person who's got to get the word out that your business exists so people will send you business. Business, again, will not just fall out of the sky because you get a notary stamp. You have to then market your business so people will send you business. You are the accounts receivables department. You have to send out invoices and do completion reports and send in whatever required paperwork is needed for a company to send you your payment for the work that you've done. And then if they don't pay you, guess what? You are now the collections department. Anybody in here like doing collections? No, but you are now the collections department. It is up to you to follow up and make sure that you receive your funds from the work that you did. You are responsible for technology and tech support. All you folks out there who go, well, I'm not computer savvy, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time because you don't have tech support. If something happens to your printer and it decides it doesn't want to work properly that day, there's nobody for you to call. You got to figure it out, or you have to pay to get someone to figure it out. I'm having an issue right now with the speakers on my laptop, and I'm like, great, now I got to become an expert on laptop speakers to figure out what's going on, or I got to take this computer somewhere and pay for somebody to fix it for me because I don't have tech support. You are in charge of accounting and bookkeeping for your business. I'm going to tell you, that's not fun. But when you are self-employed, when you have a business, you have to keep up with your accounting and bookkeeping. And along with that is taxes. Again, especially when you guys become fully self-employed, you're going to be responsible for paying taxes for your business because despite popular belief, being self-employed does not negate your taxes. I promise you, you are not going to have enough expenses that you don't have to pay any taxes at all. That is very, very rare for a small business of our size. So you're going to also need to find a tax professional because taxes when you are self-employed and taxes when you are a W-2 employee are a totally different thing. You're going to want to find a professional who can help you maximize your tax benefits so you don't have to pay as much taxes because trust me, guys, you're not an expert on taxes. So you need to get a professional to do that. So guys, this is a business. It is not a job. You're not going to only be doing signings and notary work. You're going to have to do all of the other things that are required to keep a business going. Doesn't sound like fun. I know. And trust me, there's things about it I don't like doing. Everybody knows I hate the accounting and taxes part of it, but I've just learned to suck it up and get it done because this is my business. All right. This next one should be pretty self-explanatory, but some folks need to be reminded of this. If you don't work, you don't make any money. You can take off whenever you want. You do not have to take any assignments that you do not want to take. But the bottom line is, as a self-employed signing agent, if you do not work, you will not have income coming in. There is no such thing as PTO or paid time off when you are a self-employed signing agent. You have to be wise enough to save and budget money so that if you do choose to take time off, you will have enough income to get you through that time off period. But if you don't work, guys, you're not going to make money. Sounds self-explanatory, but again, I've had some folks kind of fussing about that. All right, another thing that they don't tell you is your income will be inconsistent. I don't care how long you are a signing agent. Again, I've been a signing agent for 15 years. My income is inconsistent. Some months are amazing and I'll make a ton of money. Other months, not so great, and I won't hardly make any money at all. It's just the nature of the business. Business is going to fluctuate, guys, from time of the month. So it's usually busier near the end of the month and it's less busy at the beginning of the month. It's going to fluctuate from month to month. I find that it's busier in the spring and summer than it is in the fall and the winter. It's going to be a fluctuation from year to year. Any of you guys who have been a signing agent for more than a year know that it was crazy busy in 2021 and the first half of 2022. And then things have slowed down from 2022, second half of 2022 until now. It's going to be inconsistent. There's nothing you can do about that. Again, this is the nature of this business. So again, what you're going to have to do is be good at creating and sticking to a budget, because I'm telling you, on those good months, when you get all them checks coming in and you see that huge balance in your bank account, you're going to be really tempted to just go out and spend money and buy all kinds of stuff. But you really, really, really have to stick to a budget. And then that way, when you have the months where it's not as busy, you still have enough money to cover your expenses. Another reason why your income will be inconsistent is because some companies can take a long time to pay. Some companies can take 30, 45, 60, 90 days or more to pay you. So you could do some signings in March and not get paid until April, May, June, or July. You know what I'm saying? So your income will be inconsistent because of that. And then unfortunately, there are some bad companies out there and some companies that go out of business, which means you don't get paid at all. Again, it sucks. You did the work. You should have gotten paid, but they're either a bad company and they just chose not to pay you, which is absolutely wrong, or they went out of business. You can't get blood from a turnip. They're out of business. There's no money. You won't get paid. So this is definitely something that you need to know before you start your signing agent business, is that your income will, not might, your income will be inconsistent. Okay, the next thing that a lot of folks don't like to hear is that you are going to most likely need real training. Now, YouTube University is not going to be enough for most people. And I'm going to say this, guys, there is a ton of information out there, way more information out there than there was when I started back in 2007. But the reality is, most people are not going to take the time to really sift through all of that information, research, figure out what's right, what's wrong, and put it all together properly. The other thing is, as I stated, guys, you need to know how to be a signing agent and you need to know how to run a business. Some people who have run a business before, they've got the business part of it down. So then they just need to learn the signing agent part. So they may be able to slide by without real training because I've got the business part down. I can figure out this signing agent part. Or vice versa. Maybe it was somebody who was in mortgage or real estate before. They've kind of got the signing agent part of it down. They just need to figure out the business part of it. So again, they may be able to slide by without getting real training. But I'm telling you guys, if you don't have either, if you've never run a successful business before, if you have no mortgage or real estate training, you need to get real training. Because while being a signing agent isn't hard, you don't have to go to college for 4 years. It's not rocket science. You're not doing brain surgery or anything like that. It's not hard. But guys, there are a lot of little ways that you can mess up, which can cause problems with the funding or the completion of the loan. And I'm going to tell you, one of my really, really, really big pet peeves are signing agents who do not care if they mess up on someone's mortgage. That literally does make me angry. It is so disrespectful to the signers. And I don't think that the signing agents who are doing this are really thinking through what they are putting these people through. So I'm going to give you just one real life example. I can give you several examples, but just one real life example of a signing agent not knowing what they're doing and causing major problems on a mortgage. So I was the second notary on what's called a split signing. So the first notary met with one signer. They were actually out of state. They met with that signer, got their portion of the document signed. They overnighted the documents to me to meet with the second signers. This was for the purchase of a new home. The second signer was literally ready to move into that new home that day. They had ended their lease at their apartment. They were expecting to get the keys to their new home that day. They were expecting to sleep in their new home that day. Their U-Haul was literally outside while we were doing the signing that morning. But the first signer did a terrible job on the signing. They made types of mistakes that you couldn't just fix. The whole package had to be re-signed. So that delayed the completion or the funding of that loan for 2 days. So this poor woman with her children had nowhere to sleep that night because, again, they were expecting to move into their new home. They had already closed out the lease on their apartment. She didn't have family here in the city. That poor woman was literally crying at the table, trying to figure out what she was going to do with herself and her children for the 2 days that it was going to take to get documents back to the first person, get it done right, and then back to her to sign. And that is all because the first signing agent didn't know what they were doing, didn't care if they did it right or not. And again, guys, this is serious. A lot of people don't really understand how serious the timing on mortgages are. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why this person needs to close that day. Is it always that dire and that serious? No, it's not. But even if it's not that dire and that serious, it is still so disrespectful to go in and do signings for mortgages for people without knowing what you are doing when you can totally mess up their mortgage and cause more problems than you can imagine. Now, I'm gonna move on. Still talking about training because I could talk about that forever because I'm almost tearing up now thinking about that poor lady not being able to get in her house that day. I'm gonna move on, but we're still talking about training. One of the things that you may not have known, that they may not have told you, is that passing the NNA signing agent certification and background screening is not enough. I see people super excited about passing that exam. And don't get me wrong, guys, you absolutely need to celebrate every victory that you get. That is definitely something to celebrate. But just because you pass that exam, you are not ready, my friend, to be a signing agent. That exam does not cover even 1% of what you really need to know to be a successful signing agent. So do not think that just because you've passed that exam that you are actually ready to go out and do signings. And then the next thing that they may not have told you is you got to purchase and pass that NNA signing agent certification exam and background screening every single year. It's only good for 12 months. Many companies require that you have that certification. So you have to pay for and pass that exam every year. It's actually, mine is about to expire. I'm about to take it for like the 15th time. But because so many companies require it, it is something that you need to do every single year. All right, the next thing that they may not have told you is how important professionalism is and how important using the correct terms matter. So, guys, when you go out and you do a signing, you may literally be the only live person that the signers have seen throughout this entire transaction. They may have been communicating with their lender via phone and email and all of that good stuff. You may be the only live person that they are seeing. So, you are basically representing all of the companies in this transaction. If you got the deal through a signing company, you're representing the signing company, the title company, the lender, the real estate agent. All of those people are expecting you to conduct yourself professionally. And if you don't, you're going to lose out on business because you are making them look bad. So professionalism is extremely important. There have been times when I've called around looking for a subcontractor to do a signing, and the way they answer their phone, hello, I'm like, who am I talking to here? You want to be professional, guys, at all times. That is the cornerstone of any successful business. The next thing under professionalism, guys, you really need to learn the correct verbiage as a notary public and as a signing agent. I'm going to tell you guys another one of my pet peeves is this next thing that I'm about to tell you now. And I see so many people do this, and it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up every single time. Guys, you do not do a notary. If you are talking about working as a signing agent, you do not do a notary. I mean, if you want to go do a notary, that's between you and that notary. That sounds like some personal stuff y'all got going on. But what we do, whether it's general notary work or a signing agent work, we do not do a notary. You notarize a document, or you notarize documents, or you complete a notarization, or you complete a signing, but you do not do a notary. And I know some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, Kendra, that is not a big deal. I'm telling you it is if you want to get business. I talk to escrow officers. I talk to signing service owners and all of that good stuff. And I'm telling you, they're laughing at you when you say things like do a notary, because they know that you don't know what the heck you're doing. They know that you're not professional. Now, they're not going to laugh in your face, but trust me, they notice when you are not using the correct verbiage, and they realize that this is not someone that I want to use on my transactions because they don't even know the proper way to express what it is that they're doing. So please strike do a notary from your vocabulary. You notarize documents. That's what you do. The other thing, guys, it is a notary commission. It is not a notary license. And I actually have a video explaining why there is a difference. I'm going to try to tell it to you really short. A license gives you permission to do something. The license that we are most familiar with is a driver's license. It gives you permission to operate a motor vehicle out on the streets. A commission is different because a commission charges you with a duty. When you are a notary public, you have a commission because you have a duty to the public. So that's why it's called a notary commission and not a notary license. Now, your commission may be issued by a licensing department in your state, but you still have a notary commission, not a notary license. And again, guys, it's a little thing, but that is one of those things that tells companies immediately that you don't know what you're doing. And who wants to lose business because you use the wrong word? We want to make sure that we're professional and that we are using the correct verbiage. Again, guys, it's a big deal. You immediately don't look like you take this business seriously when you don't use the right verbiage. And I'd hate to lose out on business just because I'm saying do a notary. I'm just saying. All right, look, guys, another thing that they don't tell you is that it is no one else's responsibility to train or mentor you. And again, it's like I was explaining at the beginning. I know a lot of people have this mentality because we're used to having jobs. And when you have a job, you don't pay for training. When you have a job, yes, it is someone else's responsibility to train you once you have been hired. But when you decide to start your own signing agent business or your own notary business, it is no one else's responsibility to train you. I can't tell you the number of people I see in groups like Facebook groups and that kind of stuff getting upset because no one will help them. But guys, here's the reality. And again, you told me you weren't going to get upset. Here's the reality. This is your business. It's not a group project. Nobody's responsibility is to help you. And then the other thing that they may not tell you is just because someone is a signing agent doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. And it doesn't mean that they're going to teach you properly. So even with that, be mindful about who you accept training from. Because again, they may be training you incorrectly because they've been doing things incorrectly. Not saying that they're doing it on purpose, but they can only teach you what they know. So be very mindful about who you accept training from. And then training or completing training isn't enough. You need to keep studying those materials and you need to keep learning. I am constantly, even after 15 years, tweaking the way that I do things to make it a little bit better. I don't just get complacent. I try to make every signing that I do better than the last signing. And I actually had one of my students recently say, "Hey, I completed your training." And I'm like, "Well, you know what? You need to go back again and go through it again, because just watching training videos or just reading training materials one time through, just because you got through it doesn't mean that you really gleaned all of the information that's in it. So don't ever think that your training is complete. You should be thinking that you're doing ongoing training for as long as you are a signing agent. Think about it. Real estate agents, loan officers, they all have to do continuing education to stay licensed. And again, being a signing agent is a little bit different. We don't have a process like that. So it is up to you to make sure that you are continuing your education to be the best signing agent that you can be. Another thing that they may not tell you is that signing services probably are not going to send you as much work as you think they will. Again, I know a lot of people think, I'm just going to become a signing agent. I'm going to sign up with signing services and that's it. I'm going to get enough work from that. Everyone wants to just sit back and wait for work to fall in their lap. But guys, that's just not realistic. Again, this is a business. You have to go out and market to get business. So first, you're going to have to sign up with a lot of signing services, like hundreds of signing services. I had someone post or saw a post from someone in a group. They were like, I signed up with 6 signing services and I still don't have any business. And I'm like, you need to sign up with every signing service that you possibly can. You need to sign up with them if you are looking to do signing service work, because again, it's just not going to come as quickly as you think from only 1 or 2 signing services. And then just a reminder, when you're working with signing services, guys, the pay can be slow. Again, 30, 60, even 90 days is normal payment terms from some signing services. So along that same vein, the next thing that they don't tell you is that marketing takes time. So I always suggest that everyone do what's called direct business marketing. So for those of you who may not understand how this works, the usual flow of things is that there is a title company who is responsible for getting the document signed. They will subcontract that signing to a signing service, and they'll say, "Hey, signing service, we're going to pay you $150 to find a signing agent to do the signing for us." So then the signing service locates a local signing agent. But then the signing service is getting paid $150. So they're only going to pay you a portion of that $150, if they're even making $150. So you will only end up, let's say in that example, making $90. Well, if you can cut out the middleman, if you market directly to title companies, then you can get the full fee for yourself. And in this example, that's $150. But here's the deal, guys. it's going to take time. People get upset because they're like, well, I walked into one title office and they told me no. They told me they already have a signing agent. Yeah, that's something that you are going to hear quite a bit. You're going to have to get comfortable with hearing no. You're going to have to be creative in finding people to market to. You're going to have to find connections. Who am I connected to that maybe can connect me to someone else who can give me business? You've got to be creative with it. Again, cold calling is not very effective. You can absolutely do it. I never tell people not to do it, but just walking into a title office and asking for business is not the most effective way to get business. It's a numbers game. You will have to do that a lot before you get people to say yes. Trying to bribe people with goodies. It doesn't work, guys. I'm telling you, look, there ain't nothing you can put together from the Dollar Tree in a little bag that's going to make people want to give you business. I've worked with 2 or 3 direct business clients that I have worked with for years. One I want to say I've worked with for about 8 years. The other one I've worked with for about 10 years. Do you know how many gifts I've bought them? None. Because it's not gifts and goodies that they care about. They want you to do a good job on their signings. That's the best gift that you can give them, which is to be a very, very good signing agent. Okay. I build relationship with them. I talk with them. We have a relationship. But guys, trust me, bringing them $5 worth of stuff from a goodie bag, from Dollar Tree or from the Target $2, $3, $5 section is not going to magically get you business. Here's the other thing that people hate. You got to market in person, guys. You got to meet with people face to face. At the very least, you're going to have to talk to people on the phone. This is the way mortgage, real estate, marketing, and building relationships is. I know a lot of people want to just sit back and have a website or, can I send a flyer or a blast email, all that kind of stuff. Can you do it? Absolutely. Is it going to give you the results that you want? Probably not, because it's all about relationship. So if you want to get that direct business, you have got to get used to talking to people, building a relationship with them, hearing the word no, and still knowing what to do and what to say when you hear them say no, because you absolutely will hear no. But the great thing is, guys, you only need 1 or 2 yeses. Like I said, the majority of my business I get from 2 or 3 direct business clients. That's it. So it doesn't matter if you hear 100 no's. If you get 2 yeses, those 2 yeses may totally set your business up. All right, here is another thing that they may not have told you. And I think I glanced over there and I saw somebody mentioning this. You do not need to get an LLC to get started. Can you get an LLC? Absolutely. Do you need an LLC? You absolutely do not. Guys, here's the deal. You ain't fooling nobody with your business name and your LLC, okay? None of the title companies are fooled by it. None of the signing services are fooled by it. Just because your company is Awesome Notary Signing Agent LLC, nobody is fooled. Everybody knows the deal. They all know that we're just individual signing agents. And guys, you're spending hundreds of dollars to get an LLC unnecessarily before you even know if your business will be successful. Because here's the deal. It takes time and money to set up an LLC. And if you decide this signing agent thing isn't for me, it takes time and money to dissolve an LLC. So I usually advise people, wait until you see if this business is for you. Wait until you actually start making some money and you have money from the business to put towards getting that LLC. You do not need an LLC to get started. That leads me to my next thing, because I already know what some of y'all are going to say. Well, I got an LLC to protect myself and to protect my assets. Guys, here's the deal. An LLC may not give you the protections that you think it does. So to truly have an LLC protect you, you have to absolutely separate business matters from personal matters, business assets from personal assets, business income from personal income. And again, the reality is when most people are starting out, they do not separate things like that. You pulling money out of your personal account, you're using your personal credit card, you're intermingling things. And the moment that you start intermingling things, you're doing what's called piercing the veil, which means that you have broken down that protection that your LLC could have given you. Single member LLCs are more vulnerable to this because LLCs can have one member or an LLC can have multiple members. What most of y'all are creating are single member LLCs, and they're even more vulnerable to corporate veil piercing. The other thing that you have to remember with your LLC, guys, is that you have to be in timely compliance of your annual filing requirements and fees. And again, this is one of these things that a lot of people let slip. And then at the end of the day, owners are still usually liable if you are sued due to your own wrongdoing. So again, can you get an LLC? You absolutely can. I am not telling any of you guys out there to not get an LLC. What I'm saying is you probably don't need an LLC. And an LLC is probably not going to give you the protections that you think it will. What I suggest is that you get your business started, you start making some money, and then you talk to a tax professional. And that tax professional can tell you, you know what? It will be beneficial for you now to get an LLC because you're making a particular amount of money and there's certain tax benefits that you can get as an LLC that you can't get as a sole proprietorship. All right, what else I got on here? All right, last thing, and then I'm gonna start asking you guys some of the things, and I'm gonna go back and scroll through and see what you guys have been saying. But here's the reality, guys. One of the things that folks will not tell you, doing signings can be annoying. This is still work. I don't care what work you do. Sometimes stuff and folks is going to get on your nerves. Some of the things that are annoying about doing signings, last minute or late documents. Now, they scheduled this signing with you a week ago, but they still haven't gotten you documents, and it's time to go to the signing location. Dealing with these last minute documents, last minute cancellations. Again, they scheduled with you days ago, a week ago, and then at the last minute, this thing has gotten canceled. You probably gave up other signings that you could have done during that time because you had this one scheduled, and now this one gets canceled. And generally, you don't get any money for signings that get canceled. Late signers, that one, again, one of my big pet peeves. I cannot stand late signers. I am pretty much always on time. I have been on time for signings when the entire city was flooding. I somehow managed to get to where I was supposed to get on time. But the signers couldn't show up to their own house on time. That drives me crazy. Late signers is a huge one. Rude signers or rude loan officers or rude real estate agents, just rude people in general. And you never know what people are going through. There may be a reason why they are upset or whatever, but I'm like, I ain't do it. Why are you being rude to me? Unreasonable expectations. Let's go back to those last minute documents. The signing is at 1:00. They send you documents at 12:30 and then still expect you to be on time at 1:00. I'm like, you do know I got to print these documents. And then it's a 30-minute drive from where I'm at to the signers. No, I'm not going to be there on time, But unreasonable expectations. Pets and kids. They tend to get in the way. They're cute, but they tend to get in the way. They tend to distract and slow down the signing process. Signers' homes not always being clean. Again, this is in the minority. It doesn't happen often, but I have done some signings in some very unclean homes. I have done signings in homes that had critters crawling up the walls. I have done signings in literal hoarder homes where you could barely, get into the entryway of the home. Not every home is going to be the cleanest. This is just a few of the things that you can run into with signing. So, do I love being a signing agent? I absolutely do. Been doing it for 15 years. I'm going to keep on doing it for as long as I can. But that don't mean that I love it every day. Some days, it'd be tough. It'd be tough. So guys, look. I said all of that to say, being self-employed, being a signing agent, it can be tough. And yeah, it can be a little bit risky. But at the end of the day, the rewards can be great. Guys, without risking anything, you're never going to get the big rewards. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is to let you know some of the things, some of the hurdles that you're going to face when you are a self-employed signing agent or when you are a self-employed person at all. I'm not trying to, get anyone to not be a signing agent, but I want you to know what you're getting into realistically so that you can be prepared for success from day one. Because look, here is the deal. You can make $10,000 a month. You can be a six-figure, $100,000 a year signing agent. You can have the freedom to be there for your family. You can take afternoons, weekends off. You can take a last-minute vacation because you don't have a boss. There are great, great rewards to being a signing agent. But again, just want to make sure that you know some of the things that you're going to have to go through to get to those rewards. Now, nothing that I said in this video was new. Everything that I've said, I've told you guys bits and pieces of in different videos. So here are some of the other videos that I've made in the past where I've talked about some of these different subjects more in depth. There's links to all of these videos in the description box of this video if you are interested. So make sure that you check those out. And if I totally haven't scared you off from being a signing agent, and if you do need signing agent training, make sure that you check out my Signing Agent Advanced program. There is a link to my website in the description box. And then guys, I do have a free webinar that you can join. I do this webinar all of the time. You can join in where I talk more about being a signing agent and my training program as well. Woo! Man, that was a lot. I'm going to scroll back up and see what you guys have been talking about because I've seen a lot of other folks letting us know some of the things that they weren't told when they became a signing agent. And again, new signing agents, veteran signing agents, now is the time. Go into the chat, whether you are live or on replay. I want to let you guys know, did I miss something? Is there something that you wish you had known before you became a signing agent that nobody told you? Please help everybody out. Help the new folks out. Help the aspiring signing agents out. Let us know down in the chat what somebody should have told you. Let me see what we've got going on up here. Okay, let's see. You will wear many hats starting your signing agent journey. As you bring in revenue, you can pass some of them hats off to others, such as bookkeeping, accounting, and more, depending on your strength as a business owner, entrepreneur. Absolutely, guys. That's the thing, though. When you are starting off, you really need to do all of these things yourself until you start making enough money to be able to hire someone else to do it for you. Because again, if you start paying people right off the bat and you don't have any money coming in as a signing agent, it's going to make things tough. So you're going to have to learn to do those things that you are not that strong in. Again, taxes and accounting was definitely my weak point. Watch my video that I've got the link to about doing taxes as a signing agent. I screwed up my taxes really, really well. So, don't screw things up as well. All right, let's see what else we got here. You need to know how to be a notary first. Know your state notary laws, then training on loan signings, then on how to run your business. So if you are going to be a notary public, if you are going to be a signing agent, absolutely. You need to know your state notary law before you attempt to do a single signing. Now, how long it takes you to learn your state notary law is going to be up to you. I'm a pretty quick study. To me, notary law wasn't that difficult. And then what I also suggest that you do is get a notary primer that is going to give you a quick breakdown of the important things that you need to know for your state notary law. But yes, absolutely, you need to know your state notary law first. What ID can you accept? Your state has very specific requirements for what type of ID you can accept. Do not just assume that you can accept a particular type of ID. Here in Texas, the ID has to have a photo and a signature, and it must be current. So if somebody gives me an ID that has a photo but no signature, I cannot use it for identification for notarizations. And then, whether you do your business training first or your loan signing training first, really that one's kind of a mesh. You almost kind of learn those two things along at the same time. But again, before you notarize anything, you need to know your state's notary law. Let's see. What else do we have? The individuals that answer their phone as hello don't have a dedicated business line for their signing agent business. That may be true, but here's the deal, guys. You really don't even need to have a dedicated line for your signing agent business. Just always answer your phone professionally. You don't know who's calling. So if you are answering an unknown number, answer that number professionally. So it's totally up to you if you get a second line or not. But the bottom line is answer your phone professionally. Let's see. Every signing service operates differently depending on the location. Example, you may have a cousin in California with ABC signings and business is strong. You're located in Tennessee and you may not get signings at all. Be aware there are so many variables. Absolutely. Different areas of the country may have more business than others at different times. Or, it also depends on your standing as a signing agent. If you are an excellent above average signing agent, if signing services have marked you down saying that you do an excellent job, if you're the top of their favorites list, you may be getting tons of business, and somebody else in your same city, your same area, even on your same street may not be getting any notifications at all. There's a lot of variables that go into whether or not you get notifications. So just because one person is getting notifications is no guarantee that you will. And just because one person is not getting notifications is no guarantee that you won't. That's one of the things about this being a business and not a group project. It is very individual to you how good you are and how you run your business. Let's see. This is true. My escrow officer showed me a file box of stuff that people drop off. The 4 directs that I have, I got by letting my work speak for itself. Escrow officers got positive feedback from my signers. And I think you're talking about dropping off goodie bags and trying to bribe escrow officers with goodies. Guys, I'm telling you, is it sweet? Sure, it is. But you're not going to get business because you drop off goodie bags. You are going to get business because you are a good signing agent. Now, if you want to show them appreciation, sure, give them goodies. But I promise you, what they really, really want from you is just to do a good job on their signings. Melissa Ann says she just had late signers yesterday. Girl, over the 15 years, I can't tell you how many late signers. It drives me batty. And they never have a good excuse. Just disrespectful. It drives me crazy. Let's see. Another thing. No clear, flat surface to sign on, signing on the car hood and fighting the wind. Absolutely. So guys, sometimes when you go into signers' homes to sign, they don't think, and they may not have cleared off an area for you to sit with them and to sign. So if I happen to see a spot, I'll usually tell them, why don't we clear that area off over there? Why don't we sign over there? One thing that may help is a clipboard. But yeah, trying to do signings outside is never fun. I've done several of them. Clipboards help. But yeah, sometimes you fight in the wind and it's not fun. What else we got here? I wish I had known that sometimes I'd be on standby if documents aren't ready. Yep. Title usually thinks that we do this part-time and can wait around for docs all day, unaware that we have a schedule. I'm not going to say that they are unaware. I'm going to say they don't care, which is real. Their business is their business. They care about their business. They don't care about some other company's signing. They care about their signing. So they know good and well you probably have other things to do and other signings to do for other people, but they're only concerned about their business. Are you going to be able to do our signing? Yes or no? If you say no, then trust, they will move on to the next person. And so that's why I usually have cutoff times. If I happen to be flexible that day, I will let them know. If not, if I have a firm cutoff time, I let them know. I learned a long time ago that you cannot allow this to just take over your schedule and take over your day. So I actually have a video what to do when the documents are late. I don't think I have that in the links yet, but I'm gonna put it in the links in the description box for you guys to check that out. So you guys can see what I do about late documents and how I do not allow it to stress me out. Let's see. Would it be beneficial to have a contract with a direct business client in regards to timely payments, work done by both parties, late fees for last minute docs? I'm gonna say this: you can try it, but they probably aren't gonna go for it. No offense, signing agents. I'm not gonna say we're disposable, but it's easy for them to find a signing agent. These title companies, they run things a particular way. They're usually not going to sign your contract. They may have a contract they want you to sign, but most of these title companies are not going to sign any sort of contract with that you've drawn up. Again, you can try it. But I'm going to say most companies are not going to go for it. It just ends up being experience, and what I find is with my direct business clients, while we don't have a written contract, I basically let them know these are my requirements. If I don't have documents by this time, I cannot do it. If I'm already at the location, I have discussed, like with one of my clients, if the signers are more than 30 minutes late, I do charge a late fee. They know what that is. Have we signed a contract about that? No. But we've had a verbal discussion about it. They've agreed to pay it. But again, it's because they like me, they like my work, and they're willing to do that. If you're a brand new, tried and true, untried signing agent and they don't know you, the odds of that happening are going to be pretty slim. As you build a relationship with these companies, you can kind of work on creating these verbal agreements with them. And title companies, direct business clients, tend to be a lot more agreeable. I find that it's more difficult to get signing services to agree to these types of things. And it's normally because signing services don't have that much wiggle room. They're giving you a portion of what they're getting paid. So if they agree to pay you more, they're going to make less money, and they're usually not willing to do that. Would it be appropriate to have a portfolio of some kind to bring when working on direct marketing? So, not the way I direct market. Direct marketing is about building relationship. So it's more about real estate is really a who you know business. It's a friend business. It's I was referred to you by my friend, and then they let you do one of their signings. And then your portfolio is now, how well did you do on this signing for me? Because again, no offense, they don't care about what you did for anyone else. What they care about is how well you do their signing. So you build relationships with people, you get them to give you an opportunity, and then you do an amazing job when they give you that opportunity. And then boom, you are in like Flynn. Let's see. I am a newly commissioned notary for the state of Texas, and I'm also an attorney. Do I need to be commissioned to do mobile online notarizations before becoming a loan signing agent? No, you do not need to be an online notary to do loan signing work. The majority of loan signings are done on paper, guys, and they're going to be done on paper for a while still. Most loan signings are not done online. You do not need to be an online notary to be a loan signing agent. A very small percentage of loans are signed online or signed using what's called IPEN, in-person electronic notarizations. It's going to shift over the years, but it's going to be a minute. Mortgage companies do not make changes like this quickly. Mortgage companies know that paper works, so they're not going to get rid of paper. Even in the heart of COVID, guys, I was out doing face-to-face signings because mortgage companies were not willing to do online notarizations. So you do not have to be an online notary if you want to do loan signings. Online notarization is great if you want to do general notary work and if you want to market for general notary work. That's where it's great. But you don't need to be an online notary to do loan signings. Any red flags that I could share when encountering a bad company? So I also have a video about that. I think it's my slow pay, no pay video, which I do have linked down in the description box. So watch that video. But basically what you're going to want to do as soon as you accept any assignment from any company, research that company as soon as you accept it. Do a Google search, look for them on the Better Business Bureau, go into the signing agent Facebook groups, go to the Notary Cafe forums, search about that business. And if you see other signing agents complaining that they're not getting paid, guess what? You're probably not going to get paid either. So, what I personally do, if I get an assignment from a company I haven't worked with before and I'm available at the time that they want and all the terms are agreed upon, then I'll tell them, yeah, I'll accept it. But then, as soon as I get off the phone with them, I'm doing that search. My search is done in about 15 minutes. And if I find negative information about that company that makes me not want to work with them, I call them right back up. And I tell them, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to complete this assignment for you. I tell them why. I did research on your company and I see several signing agents saying that you do not pay signing agents on time. So at this time, I'm not willing to complete that assignment. Are they going to be mad at you? Absolutely. Do I care if a company that doesn't pay signing agents on time gets mad at me? No, I absolutely do not care. And I honestly think if more signing agents were to do this, if more signing agents were to tell companies flat out, hey, I researched you. You don't pay people on time, so I'm not going to work with you. I think that would force some of these bad companies to do better. But that's what I do to avoid bad companies. For safety purposes, do I recommend doing signings in a public space? No, because here's the deal. As signing agents, we don't pick the location. The whole point of a signing agent is to go to where the signers want us to go. That's like me ordering my food on DoorDash and the dasher saying, well, I'm going to leave it at the gas station down at the corner because that's a public place. That's not what I paid for. I'm paying for you to bring it to my house. If I got to go to the gas station, then I don't even need you, right? So while I know going into someone's home to do a signing feels uncomfortable, for the most part, again, 99.999% of the time, everything is perfectly fine. I've done, I don't know how many thousands of signings now over my 15 years, and I haven't had any problems. I'm not going to say that it is impossible to have problems because, of course, something can happen. There's always the exceptions. But in general, everything is just fine. These people are trying, they've gone for weeks or months getting through the mortgage process. They didn't do all of that so that they can meet you, that they had no idea was going to be assigned to this assignment and then do something to you, right? So, the other thing is, if you are ever offered an assignment at a time or a place where you do not feel comfortable, just say no. If you don't feel comfortable doing signings after dark, then just say no. Again, I live here in Texas. Anybody who's been to Texas knows that once you get a little bit outside of the city, it gets really dark and there's deer all over the road. And we've got a lot of rural homes that are hard to find. I will not do those signings after dark because I know it's too difficult for me to find the house. And I know the odds of me getting hit by a deer are pretty high. So just refuse any signings that you are uncomfortable with. But you're going to have a hard time being a successful signing agent if you are not willing to go to the location where the signer wants you to go, because our job is about convenience for them. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you. And then Lorenzo, I don't know exactly what you mean. What are examples for building a relationship with title companies? So I have a whole 2-hour module on how to build relationships. It's not something that you can learn in 1 or 2 sentences. If it were that easy, everybody would be doing it. Like I said, I have a 2-hour module where I tell people this is how to get connections with people. This is how to start a conversation with people. This is what to say to these folks if they say no. Here's the type of schedule that you should be on. Here's what you need to do when you get your first signing. Again, this is a business. This is something that you're going to have to take the time and or get the training to learn. It's not something that you're just going to pick up in a couple of sentences on YouTube University. Let's see. What are my thoughts about boosting your level on signing services? Again, that's a really vague question. Of course, you want to boost your level on signing services. And again, I have a module specific to SnapDocs, but it can work for any signing service because, yeah, you do want your level to be as high as possible so that you become one of the first people to be requested when you do a signing. At the end of the day, the best way to get a boost is to be a very good signing agent. You do a signing for them. You do an amazing job without making any errors. And then you tell them, hey, make me one of your favorites. But it all boils down to being an excellent or above average signing agent. If you are not a good signing agent, if you are not excellent and above average, if you are not error free, then nothing else you do is going to matter. Because at the end of the day, our job is to get documents signed, dated, and notarized properly. If you're not able to do that, then there's really nothing else you can do to get business. All right, I think that is it. If anybody else has anything that they want to share, things that they wish they had known before they became a signing agent, things that people did not tell them. I'm going to scroll back up, see if I missed anything, but you guys had some good ones in there. And then I think I covered a bunch of them as well. Here's one that I don't think I saw this one. You'll need to spend/waste money on docs that need to be redrawn. Paper wasted toner, and now old docs that need to be shredded. Yes, super annoying. You've already printed out all the documents, and then you get a notification. Oh, oops, we changed something. Those documents are no good anymore. Get rid of those. We're going to send you a whole new set to print. Yes, absolutely. One of those things that nobody tells you, because like you said, now you got to figure out how to properly dispose of a loan package. You can't just throw it away. You got to make sure that it is shredded properly. That means either buying your own shredder or paying for a business shredding service. That was a good one. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? I think I saw a few new comments popping in here. One last thing. What's my take on completing debt settlement signings? I personally do not do debt settlement signings. I do not like them. The ones that I did, and the reason why I got the opinion of I don't like these is it seems like there were always drama. It seems like it was always needing to be rescheduled, or it would be hard to catch up with the signers, or the signers wouldn't be there on time, just a whole bunch of drama. Then I would get there, and especially if it's one of the debt settlement ones where they want you to do a presentation. I don't like that. I don't work for this debt settlement service. I'm not going to do any presentations for a debt settlement service. As a signing agent, my job is to present documents and to get signatures and to notarize those signatures. And then debt settlement ones always seem to pay low. So to me, too much drama, not enough pay. That's my take on them. But I always tell people, if it's something that you want to try it. Form your own opinion. You may love it. I hate it. I don't do them, but you may love them. Let's see. You may never have it. Yep. You're always on call if you want to make money. I mean, if you don't want to make money, then you don't have to be on call. But yeah, you're going to be on call. This is definitely an on-call business. I have had days where I had nothing on my schedule and then get phone calls and end up being busy the whole day. I'm thinking I'm going to have an easy day and then I get tons of business, or vice versa. I've had days where I've cleared my schedule because I'm like, oh, it's the end of the month. It's the end of this and da, da, da. I'm going to be super busy today. So I clear off everything and then end up getting absolutely no work at all. Your schedule is not going to be steady at all. And then let's see. Lanisha wants to know, do I recommend leasing a printer? I personally do not. But it depends on you, Lanisha, and your skill in handling printers. For me, I don't like leasing anything. It's like renting to me. I'm paying money for something I'm never going to own. But if you are the type of person who is not printer savvy, who is not computer savvy, who has a hard time getting your printer and all this stuff to communicate with one another, if you want to pay for the convenience of having a company to turn to do that, you absolutely can. I personally, the laser printer that I use, I bought used on eBay. I want to say like 7 or so years ago. I maybe spent a couple $100 on this printer. It is a dual tray HP laser printer, and I have been using that printer for 7 years. Couple $100. You would have spent way more than that leasing a printer over that time. But again, that's just my personal preference. I like to own stuff. I don't like leasing or renting anything. It's totally up to you. You get to decide for your business how you want to run it. Let's see. Do I do I-9 services? No, I do not do I-9 services. All I do, I am a mortgage loan signing agent. Nothing against people who want to do other things. General notary work, great. I-9 stuff, great. Apostille stuff, great. Fingerprint stuff, great. Wedding officiating, great. If that is what you would like to do, go for it. I'm the kind of person, and again, everybody runs their business differently. You can run your business in the way that works best for you. But the way that works best for me to run my business was to become the absolute best at what I do. I am the best signing agent. I don't care what anybody says. I am the best. I am the best in my city. I am the best in my state. I am the best in this country. I am the best signing agent. And because I'm good, I never have to worry about getting signing agent work. Even in the slowest of times, somebody is calling me to do a signing for them. So that's my mindset. That's how I chose to run my business. But you may want to focus on something else, or you may want to choose to do a couple of different things. There is nothing wrong with that. That is the great thing about being able to run your own business. You get to run it the way that you like. Let's see. You guys keep trickling questions in on me. I'm trying to answer them all before I go. Nicole is in Georgia. You're about to get commissioned to be a notary. Is there a difference between a loan signing agent and a general notary? Do you have to do a separate course? So I actually have a video about what is the difference between a notary public and a loan signing agent and a certified signing agent and all of that stuff. So basically, a loan signing agent is a notary public who specializes in getting mortgage loan documents signed. I do not know if there is a required course in Georgia for you to become a notary public. There are some states that have a course that is required that you have to pass in order to be a notary public. I do not know if Georgia is one of those states or not. If it is one of those states, then yes, you would need to pass whatever test your state requires for you to be a notary public. Then, yes, you need separate training to be a loan signing agent. You need to learn how to be a notary. That's one thing. And then you need to learn how to be a signing agent. That is a separate thing. All right, guys, I think that is it. But again, if y'all come up with some other things, even after this video is over, if you are watching this on the replay, feel free to put it down in the chat. I'm excited to have the opportunity to hang out with y'all today. And you guys know I'm going to be live again next month on the second Saturday of next month. If there is a particular topic that you want me to go over, make sure that you put it down in the comments. But guys, thank you again for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you all have a productive and profitable day. Bye, guys.